Episode 4076, Simplicity.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. It's Friday, Junior, and that means it is Inspiration Motivation Day. So, how's your mouth doing? Those little corners, are they up? Are they? Come on. I know you got a smile in there somewhere. We're going to get there. I promise you. It's all about simplicity. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the K.I.S.S newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, I do hope this week, this short week, is going well for you. And I know sometimes it feels like a longer week when it's a shorter week. How can that be? But it just really is, right? And so as I was thinking about what I wanted to talk to you guys about, I was thinking about, well, where am I right now? You know, I'm caught kind of between spring and summer, right? Memorial Day is kind of that unofficial kickoff to summer when it hasn't really technically hit the calendar yet. And maybe your weather is getting warmer, but maybe it's not as summery as what you expect it to be during this time. Wherever you are, for me, it's like, don't get too hot too fast. I enjoy the rain. We didn't have a lot of rain earlier in the spring, so we need it now, just not all at once. So I have lots of requests from my Heavenly Father. I'm like, okay, Lord, you got this check, you got this check. And I'm thinking, oh, wait, there's a lot on my to-do list. Who would have thought, though, that a single word could stop you dead in your tracks and force you to rethink your next move? Simplicity. It's deceptively powerful, quiet, yet capable of cutting through the noise and the chaos that clutter your mind and your day. And maybe that's kind of how you feel. There's just so much. You're in this gap of the in-between, spring and summer, graduation and college. Maybe it's college graduation and wedding, or college graduation, new job. There's a lot of in-between in our life. And unfortunately, I think that adds up more than the actual moments. Because when the moments strike, it's the 15 seconds of, and then that 16th second hits and you're like, what's next? At least it lasts that long because, you know, our goldfish brain, supposedly, that we don't have that, you know, expansive, I can stay on track and stay focused. What you choose to focus on sets the tone for everything that follows. And sometimes when you're feeling overwhelmed or stuck, it isn't always about external circumstances. Oftentimes, it's a mindset issue. It's what we're saying, what we're telling ourselves, the story that we keep repeating. The 8-track tapes. Oh, wait, that's very old. Let's move to CDs, okay? I wouldn't leave Spotify for a later episode, but you know what I'm talking about, right? But here's the catch. It's also about stripping everything down to what's truly essential, to what's easiest to manage, to what actually moves the needle. Simplicity. Imagine what life would feel like if you didn't carry the weight of endless to-dos, extra responsibilities piled oh so high, and a constant barrage of more pulling you under. Sometimes we chain ourselves to that, don't we? For whatever reason, to prove something to ourselves, to prove something to our spouse, to prove something to our kids or to our neighbors or to our family, our mom. There's lots of reasons. I had a good friend of mine say, gosh, Christiane, I was just in this moment. I started thinking about all that you have going on right now. And I thought, gosh, Lord, if she can do this, and this, I surely can do what I have right here. And she said, it's nothing compared to yours. Comparison, right? We do it. Now, I can tell you this. I know her heart, and she wasn't comparing us. She was just saying, get out of your excuse land world and get to work. Do what you need to do. But you see, we make mountains out of molehills. And honestly, we make mountains out of little anthills. And it's ridiculous. What if you look at what now? What if instead you give yourself permission to pause, to refresh, to say no to the stuff that drains energy and yes to the opportunities that breathe life into your soul? Now, I know you're sitting here thinking, Christine, my laundry will not do itself. I got it. But you also don't have to sit back and go, all right, I got 3 loads of laundry to do. That means I've got really 6 loads, because if I put them in the wash, then I have to dry them. I have to fold them and I have to put them away. Well, really, that counts as 1 load counts as 3, because I'm needing to do it like 3 times I touch it. So it's 3 things I have to do. And I have 3 loads literally that I need to do. Oh dear, this is getting bad. I'm already up to 9 things and I haven't gotten off dirty clothes yet. Oh, that just sounds so promising, doesn't it, in your day? And then you think, oh my goodness, the dinner dishes and dogs. And I don't even have dogs, but I'm thinking about dogs. What is my problem? And the next thing you know, you're like, oh, this house needs a deep clean. And all of a sudden, you've got 4 or 5 projects going on, none of which are finished. Welcome to my world. Right now, if you were to enter my house, I have in our hearth room area and the kitchen, I have cement, and not loose. It is contained, by the way, so don't freak out on me. But I have cement and aggregate to fill some holes and cracks that need to be taken care of, which technically I've already done, but I'm waiting for it to dry out because I have a couple more I need to finish. So there, the 2 bottles sit on my granite countertops. And then I have a whole thing of lights that I just got rid of, put up brand new lights, and they need to go out to the trash. Have I done it yet? Nope. They're in a beautiful pile right near the door so I can get to them, but oh, that's just too much. And then there's more. I've got some roofing materials literally as you walk in my front door. Why? Well, remember the oak tree? We'll leave it there. And then I have about 4 or 5 other things. And on top of that, I have what I need to take with me because I am going to see my grandbabies this weekend. Woohoo! Happy dance. Now, that also means I take you with me. So I'll be podcasting away from home. So who knows the stories I'll tell you. And maybe my grandbabies, when they get a little bit older, they're like, Grandma, are you going to tell our secrets? We don't have secrets. We just have surprises. Lots of surprises always. And that's how grandmas like it, right? I mean, you can't do life without surprises. So we don't have secrets. We have surprises. And so I want to tell you, you're probably going to have some surprises from me this weekend. Who knows what it's going to look like? But it's an adventure. But you see, just naming all of that. Oh, and then let me tell you this. I've got my actual mixer. So I've got my Vitamix. I love my Vitamix, by the way. No, they're not a sponsor of this episode, but I love it. If you need a great mixer that does like 13 things or something like that, I don't remember what it was. I've had mine for, oh gracious, well over 15 years, maybe 17 years. I kid you not. I love my Vitamix. Anyway, makes the best smoothies ever. I have that because I use it. So that's sitting on my counter. I have a fresh roll of paper towels. Why? Well, because I'm cleaning right now and I know I'm going to need another roll. And so instead of walking out to my garage to get them, I'm going to leave the one that's brand new on my counter, even though I have a half a roll still available. You see where the clutter goes? And this is just me looking at what I have around my house, and that's not everything, right? Now, that's called real honesty here. No shame, right? It's called create your now. We're in it. And sometimes we're in it not to win it. And we set ourselves up for failure. Why? Because we complicate it so much. Simplicity. You don't have to do everything. You don't need to do everything, at least not all at once. Plus, you don't have to be everything. Sometimes we want to wear that hero cape a little bit too much. Don't. Ask for help. And guess what? Take a seat. Relax. Chill out. And I'm not saying be lazy. Nope. But I am saying be smart. Listen to your body. Fulfillment, what you get from life, does not come from stuffing your plate until it's overflowing. Just because you have a 9-inch plate doesn't mean you fill it up to where you can't see the color of the plate. What you need is you need to create your space so you can create your now. Not what if, but what now. Space to think. Space to breathe. Space to let your best work and your true self shine through. That's what you're looking for. So guess what? Let your hair down. Lighten the load. Give yourself room to breathe and just allow yourself to let your light shine. Because so many times what we're doing is this light bulb is either like too loose and it kind of like flickers, or it's too tight and it sometimes doesn't work, or it cracks and breaks and then it doesn't work. And then you have to go get something else done. But you see, when you simplify, you give breath to what comes next. Not the what if, but the what now. And that's where your real progress lives. So today I really want you to think about, gosh, where am I hindering myself? What can I do to move myself forward? So I will tell you this, I don't have 3 loads of laundry that actually ends up being like 9 things to do on my to-do list. That is not me, by the way. I may only have 1 load to do, but at least I'm ahead of the game. Now I have a few sheets and towels I need to do, but they're not in a pile sitting in my laundry room. So I'm not going to count those. Okay. I want to feel like I have accomplished something. But here's the thing. I was going through some things that I got for the house, trying to get it ready and everything. And as I'm getting it all ready and cleaning and all of this, I'm like, this is ridiculous. I have stuff everywhere. I had to stop and say, okay, go put the stuff where it needs to be. If you've got a new shelf that needs to go in the bathroom, go put the new shelf, even if it's not put together, in that bathroom. Why? Because then it opens up the space that it was taking up in a room that it doesn't need to be in. Maybe you have a new comforter that you need to put on your guest bed. Go put that new set in the guest room. It's okay if you don't open it, but guess what? At least it has a place, and you don't have to look at it on your round kitchen table. And maybe you need to just take a few things and stuff them in the closet. Or better yet, if you really haven't used it in the last 6 weeks, get rid of it. Somebody else can use it. Now, if it's project-based like me, like I told you about my cement and my aggregate, oh yeah, okay, don't throw that kind of stuff away. I get it. You might be saying, oh, it's this time to clean the windows and it's time to wipe down all of the, window, what are they called? Panes and all of that stuff. Okay, I get that. But maybe put it all in a group so it doesn't take up like the entire half of your counter, because it's easy to do. We've all done it. I'm not telling you something you haven't done. Okay? Because you see, we only get all put together when we know somebody's walking in that door. I want to share this with you. You know me in stories. So my bug guy was coming to spray. It's that time of year, spring into summer. And we have him come at least 4 times a year. I love creatures. God made them. I love them, but they are not to be in my house. They need to be outside where they need to live. And I'm fine with that. They can be, not in the midst of I don't want them in my pool. I don't want them, right next to my lounge chair. But if they want to be in the garden, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if they're the good ones and they do stuff to my plants that's positive. I want that for the earth. And I want all of that. I mean, me, I've already put in trees already to take the place of the oak tree that we lost. 3 to replace 1. Well, you got to do it at some point, right? You just have to do it. Well, so my bug guy comes in and I was telling him a story and he's like, wow, he goes, a lot has changed. I said, oh yes, we've been under renovations. He goes, I can see that. Now, the last time he was here, there were a lot of boxes and he had to kind of walk around a maze. And this time he came and it was all open, yet there was still stuff. And the craziest thing was this. I have these little plushy things that I've given my kiddos and over the years. And so I decided I was going to take them down. Our youngest graduated from college. And so we cleaned out his, closet and things like that. And I'm like, oh, the kids, the grandbabies might actually like these. It might be fun for them to have. And if not, they're plushy. They can go in a closet. And when they do come over, I can just get them out. They can throw them on the floor. It's not a big deal. If something gets on them and it's a disaster zone or the dog gets them, not a big deal. You just throw them away, move on, right? Because you've already had them. Well, as I'm cleaning them, I know, here you go. Are you ready? These are the crazy thoughts in my head or what I actually do when you're not here with me on the podcast. So I'm washing them, each of them, and drying them and making sure. And they're all different sizes. Some are like 18 inches tall. One, I think, is almost 3 feet. It's like, I don't know, maybe 30 inches or so. Anyway, and they're all different ones. One looks, or 2 of them I think are like twins. They're like aliens. And then I have, is it Groot from the movie. Yeah, don't ask me the movie name. You know me in movies, it goes in one ear and out the other. But I think it's Groot and a couple others. Then I have this really, really small one that's like 7 inches and, just adorable. Well, of course, I washed them all. Well, I'm like, I don't want to just lay them anywhere. I washed them. I took time. I don't want to go like stuff them in a closet again. So while I'm getting everything organized, trying to figure out where I want to put them, I have them sitting around my dining room table right now. So not only does the bug guy come in and he sees that things are changed, but then he looks at my dining room table. Okay, you just have to imagine this gentleman, sweet Southern man, and literally half of my table has these plushies sitting there, and I'm sure he's thinking, this woman is losing it. And then I had to tell him, be careful about this one room because it's my studio where I have a TV show. He goes, you're not going to put me on a YouTube channel or something. I said, oh, no, sir. I just want to make sure you don't trip over something because there's lots of cords up there. He goes, okay, I'll be good. But I know in his mind, he's thinking, this woman, like, really? All right. That is just a peekaboo into my everyday. Some of you might be laughing right now, and others are going to be like, I'm glad I don't have your life. Either way, wherever you are on the spectrum, guess what? Simplicity. Don't overcomplicate. Don't overwhelm yourself just because you want a badge of honor. Don't be busy just because you feel like you have to be. You know, if you've got friends who are busy to be busy, let them wear that busy badge of honor. We don't need that. Life is too short. And let me tell you, the older I get, as the birthdays come and they tick, and pretty soon, you're not just over the hill and you're half a century. Now you're half a century, but now you're an official speed limit sign. You're like, woo, I'm turning heads now. The cops are definitely going to be following me because I'm a speed limit sign. And pretty soon I'll be another speed limit sign and another one. But right now I'm at kind of the main one. And I'm like, all right, but my friend, life is too short. And we lose out on a lot of things that we should be embracing. What really matters? Think about it. So let your hair down. Lighten the load. Let your light shine. Because that's where progress lives. And I promise you, that's where you'll find your rejuvenation and the refreshment that only God can give. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Oh, and it's almost the weekend. Love ya. Bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.